Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we are going to be finding out what happens if we bring Gavin's friend Nigel to the Cave Devil in Red Dead Redemption 2. So, for whatever reason, a lot of you guys really wanted me to try this experiment, and I think it's because there's a lot of rumors going around recently that the Cave Devil is Gavin, and we'll sort of talk about that / debunk that as we go along in this video, but I'm always down for a fun experiment, so that's what I wanted to try in this video today. So the first step in this entire process was obviously finding Gavin's friend, who we know is Nigel. And he can be located in a few different spots: Rhodes, Saint Denis, sort of near the Elysian Pool. That's definitely the most random spot you can find him. Well, we actually found him in Rhodes, and the best part about Gavin's friend is that he can be hog-tied up. There's a lot of special characters in-game that don't have the ability to be hog-tied. Well, he is not one of them. So we can hog-tie him and take him anywhere. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So it's a little bit of a long journey to get to the Cave Devil's secret lair, which is on the far west-hand side of the map. Rhodes is pretty much on the far east-hand side of the map. So what we're going to do is we are just going to take a quick little ride to Strawberry, and then from there we need to end up going to the Cave Devil's location. So by now, I'm sure you guys are all familiar with, number one, the story of Gavin and Nigel and Tom. If not, we'll talk about that in a little bit. And also, number two, the Cave Hermit, who calls himself the Devil. So if you're not familiar, I'll leave videos that I've done covering both of them in the description. But I'm sure by now, 4 or 5 months after this game releasing, you're all caught up. So one thing I would definitely recommend doing here is bringing in a lantern, because it is incredibly dark. And the first thing I wanted to see that would happen is when we brought in Nigel's friend, would anything happen upon talking to the Cave Devil for the first time? And this is what occurred.
Go away, please. Why don't you turn around and go back to the light? Can you leave my cave, please? Go and find your own cave. There are nasty things and nasty people down here, and I don't mean you. I'm the devil. I'm the devil. I'm the devil. Okay, I'm not the devil. But I want to be. I want to be. And that's even worse. Man, go away. I don't want you here. Is that so bad? Wanting solitude? Wanting loneliness?
Come on, man.
Wanting anything but you? Go away. Goodbye!
So unfortunately, we didn't get any extra lines of dialogue from either the Cave Hermit, the Devil, or from Nigel himself. So I think that we can say that this mystery or this rumor has been officially busted. Nothing happens if you bring Nigel to the Cave Hermit. However, let's talk about the rumor that's going on, because a lot of people have been saying that the Cave Hermit is Gavin. And the reason for that is that they talk in the same dialect, like they have the same Britishisms or British phrases. Because as you guys know, Nigel, Tom, and Gavin are all from England. So aside from the lines of dialogue that we can hear in-game where he is, talking and screaming and shouting about where's Gavin and he's lost, the only other thing we get from him is a note that happens if we actually loot his body. And it's a letter written by Nigel to Tom. And it actually talks about Gavin. And some of the language that you can hear in this letter has like some British phrases. And so what a lot of people are doing is they're comparing the phrases that Nigel uses and that Tom uses to what we see the cave devil using, the cave hermit. And sure, while they might say some of the same lines, I don't think that automatically guarantees that there is a connection. And I think there's a couple of things that honestly disproves this theory. The first is that number one, our cave hermit does not sound like he's from Britain. I don't know what his accent is, but he definitely doesn't sound as if he just crossed the Atlantic and reached America. And number two, it sounds as if this cave hermit has been inside of the cave for a while now. And one of the things that actually would disprove this is the letter. Gavin apparently wrote a letter to Tom as well. It sounds as if this cave hermit has been in here for years now. How would he make his way to a post office to send a letter? So I think those are definitely some conflicting stories right there. So I think that the mystery is completely busted. However, as I was actually reading this letter from Nigel, you guys saw that I had Nigel hogtied. Like, I clearly had him hogtied up. And when I was done reading the letter, he was gone. Like, he vanished. So I was wondering, what the heck happened here? How did this guy escape? You know, did I do something wrong? I didn't know that characters could escape from being hogtied. So I thought that I had permanently lost him. I started searching everywhere, and I eventually found him just wandering in the cave. Like, how funny is that? Like, he didn't try and run away. He's just sort of holding his arm, pacing back and forth. It's like this guy is exploring the whole cave, really not knowing what to do. So I don't know if this happened to you guys, if you've ever tried something like this, but I thought that this was incredibly weird. It's sort of like an interesting outcome that I did not expect. He just sort of wanders around the cave. Like, this guy has the ability to leave the cave, but he chose not to. So I will admit that that is kind of weird. I certainly was not expecting that. So what I ultimately tried to do is see if I could hogtie Gavin's friend one final time to see if I could get him up to like the cave devil's sort of secret hiding spot. But I was unable to, so I got kind of frustrated and I just sort of beat up Gavin's friend. And again, you can actually go up there and visit the cave devil's hiding spot. And what I tried to do was see if I could get them on the same level. Like, I was just trying to justify that there was some sort of connection here. And as you guys know, the cave devil like cannot be moved. He can't be shot. Well, he can be shot, but he dies instantly. So what I was trying to do was like grapple him and try and like get him closer to the edge so I could get him down to where Gavin was. But unfortunately, as I did that, it ended up killing him. Like, the second he dropped on the ground, he ended up dying. And I've stated that that happens in previous videos. Like, this guy has like 1 HP. So if you like flick him, he'll die. So unfortunately, that didn't lead to anything. But I did not want this experiment to be in vain. Now that I had both of their bodies down there, I wanted to try a fun experiment. And by the way, I don't know if this was random loot or if this was specifically tied to the cave devil, but I looted 4 packs of cocaine gum from him. That might explain why he's a little bit cuckoo. That's just a theory, though. So what I did was I put Gavin's body and I put the cave devil's body right on top of each other. And I realized that I had 8 sticks of dynamite. So I said, wow, this would be a great time to put 8 sticks of dynamite down right around their bodies and then light it off. And I will say, like, the coolest thing ever happened. I shot the dynamite and it looked like a sacrifice happened. Like, honestly, it was the craziest thing I've ever seen. Just these, like, particles started rising towards the ceiling. It was really cool. Did it do anything? Probably not, other than just char their bodies up a little bit. But it was cool, and I thought it was a fun little experiment. But anyways, that is what happens when you bring Gavin's friend to the cave devil in Red Dead Redemption 2. Nothing really exciting happens, to be quite honest with you, and I don't think there's a connection between the two. But something interesting did occur in the fact that this guy like didn't leave the cave and was just choosing to sort of explore on his own. Does that mean anything? I'm not sure. Maybe you guys can let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to hear from you guys down there. If you did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new or you like daily Red Dead Redemption 2 videos like this. With all the way, guys, like I said, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.